A video showing a dying student being handcuffed by British police after he was stabbed has sparked outrage across the UK, with protesters clashing with police in Southampton on June 2nd. 18-year-old Henry Nowak was fatally stabbed by Vikram Digwa in December 2025, following a night out with members of his football team. Police bodycam footage played during the murder trial showed Nowak repeatedly telling officers that he could not breathe while lying mortally wounded. The case has drawn widespread criticism after footage revealed that officers initially treated Nowak as a suspect rather than a victim. When police arrived at the scene, Digwa falsely claimed that Nowak had racially abused him and that he was the victim of the incident. According to footage shown in court, officers appeared to treat Digwa as the victim and handcuffed Nowak despite his repeated pleas that he had been stabbed and was struggling to breathe. One officer was heard asking Nowak where he had been stabbed before saying, "Don't think you have, mate." Moments later, Nowak collapsed and lost consciousness. On June 1st, a judge sentenced Digwa to a minimum of 21 years in prison for murdering Nowak with a ceremonial knife featuring a 21-centimeter, 8-inch blade. Nowak's father, Mark Nowak, described the police treatment of his son as shocking, inhumane, and degrading. Two people were arrested late on June 2nd during a protest in Southampton that turned violent. Despite pleas from Nowak's father that his son's murder not be used to create further division, hatred, or tension, more than 1,000 demonstrators marched through the city center towards the scene of the stabbing. Before police blocked the route, protesters threw bricks, bottles, and bins at officers, who used incapacitant spray and riot shields to push back demonstrators.
What happened to Henry should never have happened.
Henry, that's the one.
I'm sorry, but where's the charge of you're innocent until proven guilty? You know, why was he not taken off in handcuffs? I think the key matter is all lives matter, not just certain. And as a mother who's already lost a son, I don't think that the government or the police have handled the situation at all. Why have we not heard the police officers standing down and being investigated? You know, it seems to be two-tier across the country. It's one rule for them and one rule for us, and it's got to end.
Interior Minister Shabana Mahmood condemned what she described as disgraceful violence against police officers and said on X that those responsible could expect to face the full force of the law. Mahmood accused demonstrators of hijacking this tragedy to stir up violence and disorder. Prime Minister Keir Starmer said the bodycam footage was harrowing and backed the ongoing investigation by the Independent Office for Police Conduct, saying it was absolutely right and acknowledging there were serious questions for the police to answer.
Henry Nowak was a kind, thoughtful, and much-loved young man, and this has understandably been devastating for his parents, for his family, and everybody who knew him. And I have seen the footage. It's harrowing, and I have to say, as a father of a 17-year-old boy, I felt sick watching it.
The footage has been seized upon by far-right figures, including Tommy Robinson, who claimed that police treat white British people as second-rate citizens. Reform UK leader Nigel Farage's call for people to respond to what happened with pure cold rage has drawn criticism from political opponents. Robinson and Farage say the incident is an example of so-called two-tier policing, in which officers are seen as dealing with ethnic minorities more leniently. Prime Minister Keir Starmer and his Labour government vehemently deny that two-tier policing exists, but the National Police Chiefs Council said it would review its race action plan, which advises officers to treat suspected criminals differently depending on their ethnicity. Policing Minister Sarah Jones said it was right that the police's anti-racism commitment was being reviewed because some of its language was wrong. The guidance published last year said the organization's commitment to racial equality does not mean treating everyone the same or being colorblind. It was introduced as part of efforts to improve policing for black people, whose statistics show are more than 2 times more likely to be arrested than white people in Britain. Policing Minister Sarah Jones said it was right that the guidance was being reviewed. 3 of the officers involved in the incident are still serving and 1 has resigned, Hampshire Police have confirmed. The Independent Office for Police Conduct Watchdog is investigating and is expected to report back within the next 3 months.